Hello, I'm Nancy from Cucumber Clothing and I'm super excited to be bringing you our second vlog. Eileen is going to be filming me talking to Harriet Spicer. Welcome, Harriet. And Harriet was a founding director of Virago, the forefront of women's publishing. So I think the first question, Harriet, has to be, how did you get involved? How come you were there at the beginning? Exciting time in the early 70s. Just tell us a little bit about how Virago came into being.
Virago came into being through the formidable energy of Carmen Khalil.
Carmen Khalil, yeah.
And the women she brought in to form it and direct the paths it actually took. The first of those being Ursula Owen, and the second being myself, because I was working with Carmen in publicity, supporting her in her one-woman business. I was the assistant. And basically, as far as I'm concerned, I didn't go away and had the great good fortune to find a career available to me. So as we grew, the company needed more jobs doing. There was publicity always, because Carmen was absolutely a born publicist, and we didn't talk about a brand in those days.
Right.
It was a political literary identity.
And she's well known as someone who was out there, party person, connected.
Very much so, yep. She very well known across the publishing industry, and publishers are very generous. They want new publishers to come along, and I think that lasts right till today. The new energies there are and lots of new publishing. But anyway, there was certainly this combination of making women visible as a cohort that was completely different from the disparate existence and identities they had on other people's lists.
And do you think that's still relevant today? Because obviously the world's moved on quite a lot, particularly in the developed world with women. And thinking of Persephone books, which launched in the late 1900s, also just publishing women writers, women who, for whatever reason, have fallen out of print. Do you think that's still relevant today, Virago?
I think Virago is still hugely relevant. If you think of the really, really if you think of the continuing waves of feminist female energy that are happening, you always need books, and books that come from an imprint and a publishing house that are there specifically for women. That's always going to have that much more.
So when Virago started, the first book you published, how was that chosen? Because obviously that sets the tone of the sort of things you're going to be doing.
A very good writer, number one, in the shape of Mary Chamberlain, and a really important restatement of a women's version of oral history, social history in East Anglia, as it happens, and reworking of Ronald Blythe's famous book, Aikenfield. And that strand of biography, women's voices being published, continued, right up until today.
And what's the book that you're most proud of that Virago has published while you were there?
Tricky one. I'm really proud of a book called The Hard Way Up by Hannah Mitchell.
Okay. It
was a reprint, and a non-fiction reprint.
Everyone's going to be Googling it now to find out.
Good. It's the story of a really feisty campaigner the like of whom is both around now and very much needed.
Okay.
And it was a working class woman, who was not as known in the world as the suffragettes, but really important.
But still did lots of good things. And when was that published? Is that near the beginning, the middle?
Oh, very much near the beginning, yeah.
So, okay, I'm now going to cast you away on a desert island. You get to choose one book. Doesn't have to be Virago. What's the book that you can't do without?
Well, I'm not going to choose anything except Virago in this context, am I? So I shall choose, because she's got 4 volumes and she's hugely impressive, Dorothy Richardson, precursor to Virginia Woolf in the Stream of Consciousness style. And it's very famous.
It's going to keep you
occupied
for a long time.
Yes.
Okay. That was just a snapshot. Thank you, Harriet. Really lovely to meet you, and thanks very much.